What's up, guys? Welcome to another commentary. We're going to start off this arm workout with a superset of straight bar curls. And first off, I'm just going to say that every single bicep and tricep exercise is supersetted in my workouts, unless if I'm just throwing them in at the end, triceps at the end of chest day or biceps at the end of back day. I will be supersetting these always. It just fills up the entire arm, makes your arm freaking massive, and it's just a different kind of pump, honestly. But anyway, I like to start off with a 15 to 30 rep warm up. You know, just get some blood flow in there, going slow on the way up and down, keeping it controlled, focusing on perfect form. And then we go into the close grip bench, again, just warming up here. The reason I like to use both of these exercises first is because this is where we are going to be able to pull and push the most weight with our arms. The reason I like the close grip bench as well is just because it transitions really good into the bench press. So if you're trying to improve that, it's another reason why they're good. So here we're getting into the first working set of 6 to 10 reps. We'll be performing 4 sets. On here, you just want to think about keeping your elbows tucked by your sides and trying to get that bar up to your shoulder. That's just going to naturally force you to bring your elbow up a little bit. As you may know, the bicep is involved in flexion of the arm, so that gives full activation there. Then we're going into some heavier close grip bench. Just be sure to place your hands at least shoulder width apart. I even like to go slightly in between shoulder width, but just feel around for it. Think about what feels best to you on your triceps. Okay, so then this is the heaviest set I did, I believe. So here we want to use a little bit of controlled swinging. See how I'm swinging ever so slightly, nothing crazy, just to help get that heavy weight up. And of course, I'm controlling it on the way down, making sure to get a squeeze at the top, a little partial there just to make sure I'm done. This is the heaviest close grip bench I did. Benefit to using the Smith machine here is that you can definitely push yourself more on weight. I just wanted to go with the barbell bench just because it transitions better into the bench press, which I'm trying to improve right now. So then we're going into a superset of hammer curls and overhead extensions. Again, a heavier lift, but we're just going to be going 8 to 12 reps here, starting at 12, working up the weight each time. So now here we're working more of the brachialis, that muscle in between the tricep and the bicep. That's just going to help improve that thickness of the bicep, that width right there. And you also get a little bit more brachioradialis or forearm activation. So, of course, having a well-developed arm, if you want to maintain aesthetics, you got to have a good forearm to match. So that's something that really helps out here, is incorporating these heavy hammer curls, making sure to get a good squeeze at the top, but keeping that elbow locked in place, just to focus that pure flexor. So then we are going into the overhead rope extension. I'm not trying to flare out my elbows here. This is just where they naturally sit. I'm just going in line with my tricep, with the joint. Just go with what feels natural to you here. This is just another movement that you can move some good weight with. Make sure you go all the way down to fully stretch out that tricep. And the reason we need to incorporate some kind of overhead movement is that just like the bicep is involved in flexion, the tricep is involved in extension. So we need to hit it in a fully stretched position as well as a fully contracted position. So next superset or giant set really is close grip spider curls with wide grip spider curls. Here I was just explaining how you dig your elbows into the pad, and that's your pivot point right there. Don't just rest your entire arm on it like this. Dig that elbow in, and that's going to give the best contraction. I like to incorporate wide and narrow grips for biceps to target different parts of the bicep. So with narrow grip here, I'm going nice and slow, getting a good contraction at the top. This focuses more on that outer long head of the bicep, or the peak as you guys might know it. Going wide, we start to focus more of the inner short head of the bicep, which is actually our stronger movement as well, which is why I like to start with the close grip and then move into the wide grip, where I also use a little bit quicker reps here. I mean, after hitting about 8 to 12 with the narrow grip, you're starting to get pretty burnt out. So switch over to the wide and get a gnarly pump. So then we are going into the rope extensions, starting out with elbows flared out because this one tends to be harder. And that's focusing more on that lateral head, that outer head of the tricep right there that creates that nice horseshoe. So keeping those elbows nice and flared out and getting a good like 1 to 2 second squeeze here every single rep. Just keeping that tension, only going up at about 90 degrees, and then I'm just pumping it out there as I was failing. And then all you're doing to transition is bringing the elbows into your sides, tucking them. That's going to bring more of your tricep into the motion, and so you shouldn't even have to drop weight. You should be able to go straight into it as you start to incorporate more of that inner head of the tricep. And this is just showing how the elbows differ from flared to tucked. So right here, elbows are flared out. As you can see, they're pointed pretty far out. And then I just bring them in close to my sides, pump it out, boom, and then you see it's just a minor difference, bringing them tucked in, and you get a little bit more of that inner head tricep activation. Last but not least, we are incorporating some concentration curls, the classic way that Arnold did them, just letting the arm float in the air, trying to just think about your elbow staying in place and pivoting from there, going slow on the way up as well as on the way down, getting a good squeeze every rep. So on all of these, you aren't going to be resting at all between anything. You know, you're going to hit one arm concentration curl, hit that next arm concentration curl, then go into the cable kickbacks, one arm, cable kickbacks, other arm, boom, just go through all of them as quick as possible. It's not going to tire you out, small muscle groups, and you're only using one arm at a time, so nice and easy there. On these kickbacks, you just want to make sure that you keep that elbow locked up the entire time. So this is the movement where we're hitting the tricep in the fully contracted position. You'll notice right away that the amount of weight you can do is pretty low, but the contraction is peaked right here because you're already up into extension, so that rear head of the tricep that attaches over the shoulder is already shortened. Look at that, added like well over an inch just from the pump on that workout. So try the workout, let me know what you guys think, and I will see you next time.